Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie. I am the Introverted Reader, and today's video, you can see by the title, we're doing another review today because I recently finished the book. Well, I literally finished this book this morning, and it's Teacher of the Year by M.A. Wardell. Finished this book this morning, and I wanted to talk about it with all you guys. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna set that there so y'all can see her. Yeah, can you see? Let me move over a wee bit. She's right there, isn't she lovely? But we're gonna take a drink first. Because hydration, people. And if you hear outside noises, I've got a window open. So yeah. So yes, Teacher of the Year. This book right here is a gay romance. It is a gay contemporary romance book about our main character Marvin, who is a kindergarten teacher, or as we say here in the UK, he's a nursery teacher, or like nursery school. And yeah, he teaches that to wee ones, and he loves his job. He loves it. Very dedicated to it. You know, the primary school is relatively small, so they don't really get a whole ton of money. And then one day, his principal calls him in and basically says to him, "You have been nominated for Teacher of the Year," hence the title. And basically, if he wins this, he obviously it's a huge honor, and it would really do the school really well and all that. So he's very excited, bit nervous, bit apprehensive, but he's like, no, okay, this is a huge honor. You know, this is going to be really well for the school. I'm all here for it. And then he gets a new student in his class, and he gets a new student, and she is, you know, she comes in with her dad, this guy on the cover. And Marvin is looking at this man and thinking, hello there, how are you? You're a handsome fellow. And but he's just sort of like, I don't know if getting anything, I don't know if feeling anything for a student's teacher is appropriate. And obviously he doesn't know if like the man likes men anyway, because obviously Marvin's gay, so he's like, I don't even know if this dude likes men anyway, let me just, whatever, he's handsome, whatever. But then they he gives this man his number because it's like a way for like the parents to keep in touch with him and stuff like that, or for him to update them and whatever. And then the two of them start messaging each other, and then the messages start getting a little flirty. And then the whole story is basically like Marvin just sort of like, do I keep on pursuing something with this man or do I not? Because, you know, I've got this whole Teacher of the Year award thing coming, and do I focus on my work or do I pursue anything with him? So that's the whole premise of it. And overall, okay, this book was cute. It was cute. I liked Marvin's dedication to his students. I like the fact that I love seeing, you know, just like seeing a man in that sort of setting, because I used to work in that type of setting myself, you know, in like nurseries and daycares. And yes, at one stage I was a classroom assistant, sort of like in a nursery, you know, with like before they would go into primary school. And I hardly ever saw any men in those types of settings. Like, it was all women, you know, it's a very female dominated area. So, not there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm just making a point. But yeah, you know, and seeing a man in that sort of setting and how dedicated he was to his students and how much he cared for them and everything, and how much his students loved him. I thought that was really, really sweet, really adorable. I did enjoy the banter between him and Olan, by the way, is the name of the gentleman in question. And then, you know, them starting up their sort of, I don't want to say relationship. I mean, it blossoms into that, but like for me, they were two people that flirted with each other, and then spicy stuff would happen. Um, and now, don't get me wrong, I thought it was really cute. I thought it was really sweet. I, you know, I thought it was really cute and really sweet. But I ended up setting on a 3-star rating for this because as it went on, Marvin started to get a little bit on my nerves. Because, okay, so basically, Marvin's mom was an alcoholic. She is sober. She has been sober for about 12 years now. Well, actually, it's been more than 12 years. I'm thinking something else. Anyway, she's been sober for some time. Let's say she's been sober for some time. And, he has a lot of triggering emotions towards that. Like, anytime it's brought up, he immediately goes back to him as a kid because his mom had him when she was quite young and his dad left. And, then she turned to drinking and, his childhood wasn't all that great because he would come home, from school and find his mom passed out, which is that's not great. I'm not downplaying any of that. But, like, there were times in this book where, I don't want to get into spoilers really, but there were just times when Marvin was allowing that and his anxieties and everything towards that to get in the way of him pursuing really anything else, and he would compartmentalize everything, he would stuff all those feelings about that into a box and not talk about them. And as his relationship with Olan started kicking off, he'd allowed that to affect his relationship with him. And, something potentially beautiful was happening and he would because it comes out, right? It comes out, Olan opens up to him about the fact that he used to be an alcoholic, or he is an alcoholic. And, he's been sober. He'd had a relapse like a year prior, whatever. Whenever Olan revealed that, and Marvin, he flipped out and didn't talk to Olan for a bit. And he was acting as if it was the biggest betrayal of life that Olan didn't open up to him about, the sobriety and whatever, or, his past and whatever. And I'm like, Marvin, my love, I get that you like him. I do. And nobody's downplaying any of your feelings. But at the same time, babe, they hadn't even been on a proper date. Like, they had done things. There'd been some spicy sessions. Like, there had been 2 spicy sessions where they'd done stuff. And they were flirting a lot. But, like, whenever all that came up, whenever Olan finally felt comfortable enough to open up to Marvin about his past and about his sobriety, like, Marvin was acting as if, like, how could he not tell me? Why would he not tell me? Because he doesn't know you. Because you've only twice. Do you know what I mean? Like, and listen, everybody can understand that he has triggering emotions when it comes to, like, the drinking, whatever. But it's like, Olan doesn't drink anymore. Neither does your mom. And I understand you've got triggering emotions towards, stuff like that, with your past and with your mom and everything. But whenever it was starting to affect his, like, future relationship with Olan, I was like, Marvin, you need help. You need help. Like, get yourself sorted out, babe. And time again, he just annoyed me. Like, when it came to stuff like that. And there was a part in this book where actually his mom gives him a sit down and tells him what's what, and, encourages him to, like, have a little bit more empathy. Olan didn't have to open up to you about stuff like that, but he cares enough about you to open up about those things. And, you've got conflicting emotions when it comes to stuff like that, and that's okay. But you need to get yourself help in order to work through all of that, because you haven't worked through any of that. And, you know, and again, acting as though they'd been in a relationship for years when it had only been a short amount of time, you know, couple weeks maybe. And I really, really felt that the relationship in this was rushed. That was probably, I mean, despite everything I've talked about there, another main issue I had with this was that I really felt their relationship everything escalated way too quick. And like, they did stuff in the school. Like, they went and did a wee closet and did stuff whilst in the school. You don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. No. But because I'm just like, that's where you work. That's where you teach. Like, that's supposed to be a child-friendly space. What are you doing? Because I know for a fact I would not be able to walk into my place of work if, do you know what I mean? I'm just saying. I don't know how you would be able to walk into work the next day knowing what you'd done. Do you know what I mean? But you know, that's just me, whatever, to each their own. But again, it was a cute story, but overall I just feel very like meh about it. And I skimmed over a lot of the spicy sessions, if I'm being honest. And I hate using this word, but I kind of felt them a little bit cringe. I hate using that word, but the way they were speaking to each other whilst the things were happening, I was just sort of like, can you not? Maybe that's just the asexual in me. Maybe that's just my, you know, maybe that's just the old asexual dinosaur being like, no. But that's just me, folks. But anyway, overall, you were cute. It was fine. Would I read any more M.A. Wardell in the future? Probably, maybe. Because I think this has a sequel. Yeah, I think it's on the back here. It says Husband of the Year on the back there. So, I don't know. I might read more of this author's works because I did enjoy the writing and I did enjoy the fact that they were, nobody was downplaying Marvin and his struggle. Nobody was downplaying anything. But, like, at the same time, just being like, don't be letting past anxiety stop you from moving forward in any new relationships or anything really for that matter. So yeah, I really liked it, kind of, little bit. I settled on a 3-star for this. And 3 stars is good. 3 stars is good, right? So I think I need to read a fantasy romance now because I'm feeling in the mood for something fantastical. So I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you've read this, and what you thought of it. Do you agree with anything that I have said in this video? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you, by the way, for all of your love on my past video on Pursuit of Jade. I really, really, really love you all. Thank you so much. Again, if you want me to do a more in-depth video about it where we talk more about spoilers, let me know that as well. But anyway, I'll let you go. Hope you're all okay. My socials are down below as always. Blue Sky, Instagram and Threads, and TikTok. They're all down there. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell. I would love to reach 500 subscribers. That would be wonderful. And yeah, I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.